toxic chemicals are stealing millions of IQ points from kids, and it's costing the United States trillions of dollars. Emma Fiala reports on Mind Unleashed. Some of the worst chemicals are found on common furniture items, electronics, and even children's clothing. Never mind, of course, they're also found in drinking water. Now, the latest research out of New York University's NYU Grossman School of Medicine is anything but encouraging. A total of 162 million IQ points have been lost, and 738,000 cases of intellectual disability gained in the United States thanks to exposure to flame retardants alone. But the study published January 14, the journal Molecular and Cellular Endocrinology, did not stop there. Researchers looked at the effects of exposure to toxins like lead, mercury, pesticides, and polybrominated diphenyl ethers, the flame retardants, among children between 2001 and 2016. Lead exposure resulted in the loss of 78 million IQ points among U.S. children. Pesticides accounted for a loss of 28 million points, and mercury came in last with a loss of 2.5 million IQ points. Leo Trasand, the pediatrician and public health researcher at NYU, said, "Kids' brain development is exquisitely vulnerable, and if you disrupt, even with subtle effects, the way a child's brain is wired, it can have permanent and lifelong consequences." Most of the children negatively affected by these toxins were likely exposed in utero via common household objects, potentially setting them up for a lifetime of difficulties before having even been born. Despite a parent or pregnant mother's best efforts to flame retardants, the efforts of flame retardants, pesticides, and more can still find their way into the belly. Flame retardants are found on a host of furniture items, electronics, and children's clothing. Pesticides can be found on fresh produce and in food bought at a store or restaurant that was prepared with conventional produce. Lead can be found in many older homes, but is still used today in commercial paint, including that used on children's playground equipment. The latest research takes the damaging and irreversible effects of these toxins a step further and looks at the economic impact of such a widespread problem, and the results are grim. The effects of such pervasive childhood brain damage has cost the U.S. economy trillions of dollars. And according to the researchers, one IQ point is worth roughly 2% of a person's lifetime economic productivity, Transand explained. If a child comes back from school with one less IQ point, maybe mom or the parent might not notice. But if 100,000 children come back with one less IQ point, the entire economy notices. If a child's eventual lifetime productive is $1 million, one lost IQ point would equal to 20,000, and that's a lot. Trasand estimates that when all is said and done, the lost IQ points from 2001 to 2016 due to the toxins mentioned above amount to a loss of $6 trillion in the U.S. economy. And that's just the hit the economy productively, does not factor in any extra care or social services children and adults may require from the brain damage caused by exposure to these select toxins. While the use of some of these toxins were reduced and addressed years ago, we are still seeing their effects. Pesticides remain a constant problem despite the EPA having banned 37 thus far. Some states have restricted the use of certain flame retardants on certain applications, but the gravity of this study proves there has not been nearly enough action. If more time, money, and energy continues to be put into how to manufacture and grow things rather than into how those things affect humans, we will continue to see negative effects such as this. And this latest study just goes to show how multifaceted the problem really is. The study did, however, include one silver lining. The overall loss of IQ appears to be on the decline. NYU Grossman School of Medicine researchers found that IQ loss from the toxic chemicals analyzed in their study dropped from 27 million IQ points in 2001 and 2002 to 9 million IQ points in 2015 to 2016. This is by Emma Fiala, Creative Commons, The Mind Unleashed. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.